You. Well, I need them for the show. Okay, well. Okay, so we would like to welcome you to Fabric Chicks. Oh, we got an echo. Okay, hang on. I'm going to get out of this and then see if I just get you on Facebook, if that will help. Um, okay. So, hey, Cindy Thompson and Cindy Gygax, welcome, and Sherry. Um, okay, hang on a second. I'm trying to get you. Um, Hi, Karen. Glad you are home now. Me too, Sherry. Me too. It's been a super long, exhausting 2 weeks. Um, so welcome to Fabric Chicks Live. We do this every Monday and Wednesday at 4 o'clock if we're not on the road. So today I was just going to kind of recap like what it takes to do a quilt show and the difference between quilt shows and vendor uh, retail shows. So a lot of people get the two confused, and we do two separate kinds of shows. So we do like Road to California and Pacific International Quilt Festival. Those are huge shows that are not only vendor shows, so not only do they have a ton of product, but they're also quilt exhibits, and they typically bring in really great teachers. Whatever's hot on the market in the quilt industry, they tend to try to bring in. So it takes a lot of work and planning to be able to do a big quilt show. And we have like Best of the Valley Quilt Show. We do the first weekend in April. That's, I think it's 5 guilds that get together and put together the best of the valley. The quilt show is amazing. There's, of course, lots of money involved in the bigger quilt shows for awards and prizes. Some of the quilts you'll see at Road to California and at Pacific International, you'll see if they make the rounds, kind of like the vendors do. And it's that's kind of a full-time job for those quilt artists who decide to take that on, and they might spend a year making one quilt and hoping that it will be the best and it will win all the prizes. Some of the quilt shows like Houston and festivals, some of them in the past have had prize money up to $5,000, $10,000. It just kind of all the shows are different, but that's kind of the difference between a quilt show and like expo that we do for Rusty Barnes, the one that will be in Sacramento. And just to give you guys kind of an idea, because somebody said to me the other day, she mentioned that the booth space is kind of like doing a craft fair. So I'm just going to let you know it's not. It's kind of weird because at Road, they had a lot of restrictions due to COVID. So you had to have proof of your vaccine card, or you had to take a test, a rapid test right there. And so that, of course, affected the attendance. And it made it kind of eerily quiet. So there wasn't the energy and the enthusiasm of having 8,000 people in the building at once. I don't know the actual numbers, but typically our booth, you can't really walk in. And I don't think we ever had more than 5 or 6 people in our booth at a time. I never had more of a line. Typically at Road to California, my parents come and help so they can straighten up and kind of keep an eye on the theft. And then I have an employee plus myself. And then Pat and Dennis come and help me set up and tear down. So usually we have quite a huge crew. This year it was just me running the booth, and then Dennis and Pat came to help me tear down and set up. And thank goodness for Cindy Thompson and Penny Barger and that Teresa Seifert and that whole crew. They came in one day and helped straighten up. And they realized that, Cindy, if you're still on, you can comment, that it was even being slow, within 5 minutes, the booth, they tidied up the booth, and within 5 minutes, the ladies had torn it all apart. it's kind of, I say it's kind of like, working at Ross. All I do all day is fold fabric, kind of like at Ross. All you would do all day is fold t-shirts. Um, but it's kind of interesting. It was a really weird vibe. But Phoenix was not like that at all. So, so I think it will get back to normal. But for those of you who don't have any issues and aren't afraid to get out in crowds, be sure to support the shows, because I know a lot of the vendors, because road was so slow, a lot of the vendors are not going to be coming back next year, which is just going to hurt all of us. Some of the better vendors, well, I've heard rumor aren't coming back, which is really, really sad, because it was just an off year. And so you can't judge 1 year on it being crazy. Just simple things like typically there's carpet laid down in between the aisles. Just so you know, that the carpet costs over $30,000. So with the attendance being predicted to be low, they didn't put carpet in this year because of the great expense. So just a lot of things were different this year at Road, and I know a lot of people are complaining about it, but it's COVID and nobody has any control over it. You can't really be mad at the vendor or at the show promoters. I've heard a lot of bad things about the show promoters. You can't really be mad at them. They're doing the best they can do with the circumstances. COVID is hard to predict. It's really hard. It's really hard as vendors to know how much supplies to buy because you don't know how many people are showing up. So that's kind of the crazy thing that we experienced in the last couple of weeks. But make sure that that you support your local quilt guild shows. I think those are more apt to be happening this year because they are on a smaller scale. But if we don't support them, the vendors are going to have to like go get state jobs or something crazy. So make sure you support all your favorite vendors. Raylene says promoters work super hard. It's true. Nobody really sees the behind the scenes. I don't know. Roger's shaking his head. So I'm not really sure what Raylene, he doesn't maybe think you're accurate. I don't know. Roger's having a hard time with this whole lecture. So Gracie says she's falling asleep. But I just kind of want you guys to know the behind the scenes. So if you have any questions or if you want to know anything that you have questions about, because we got so many weird questions at Road to California. So if you have questions, just type it in. Raylene's on, so she'll help me answer them. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Linda. It's good to see all you girls. It's been a long time. Hi, Molly. Hi, gang. Where's the picture of Beth? Hi, Cynthia. What picture of Beth, Cindy? I don't know. Hi, Rosie. Rosie, thank you for the wine. The wine was delicious. It was one of the best wines I've had in a very, very long time. It was. I even shared a little bit of it. We all loved it. Okay, so that's it. I think I've answered all your questions. And I have the stuff you wanted me to pick up for you. Hey, Judy. Quick question about Wednesday's estate sale. Are you putting a set price on the items or will you set a minimum price and then allow bidding? I'm guessing most of the items will be one of a kind and bidding would level the playing field for internet speed differences and also probably raise more money for Judy's husband. You are correct, Dorothy. We haven't even started to price them, but we're going to go in and we're going to measure all the fabrics so we have a good idea of kind of a low ball price. So we're going to start it out low and then you guys can bid on it because pretty much all of it is one of a kind kits that we have. So so if any of you are wondering about that, we have we're doing an estate sale for Judy Baxter. And so we have 2 big tins of kits and backing and all that kind of stuff. So Wednesday at 4:00 after Wild Wednesday, we'll be holding an estate sale auction style. So that way nobody can complain that their internet's slower or they type slower or whatnot. You girls can just get into a bidding war and let the festivities begin. We'll probably be doing some drawings and some other things in between just to give Christy time to get all of your bids in. I can't imagine this year would keep people away from road, but I know it takes a lot of money to set up the shows. Too bad. It's true, Lynn. I think it will come back, but I think it will take people a little bit of time because I heard a lot of the vendors just won't be able to afford to come back because my space at Road to California is $4,400. So right off the bat, you have to do a lot of sales just to pay for your booth fee, not counting your week of staying in hotels and eating out and your gas and all that. So for a lot of vendors, they said they just can't afford to come back. But with that being said, there's always new blood coming in. There's always it's always a revolving door. This COVID just has hit a lot of the vendors who only do vendor shows a lot harder than the rest of us. A lot of us, like for me, I was able to pick up Facebook sale. We had to get creative. And so if their only outlet is shows, it's going to be hard. I agree, Judy. They should give it more than 1 year. And I think that the restrictions in California will settle out a little bit. But it's just kind of I don't know. It's just kind of a fine balance. Life is a fine balance, as you know. Um, Cindy says it was a mess. They straightened it up and turned around and it was a mess again. I know. It is ridiculous, Cindy. All I do is clean up my booth. And then on top of that, for those of you who have seen my booth, you know that it's kind of craziness. And so I don't really know if things go missing. I know on big ticket items because I only put one kit out at a time, so I can kind of keep track of that. But at Road this year, I had a gnome kit with the wool felt, and somebody stole the pattern out of that, which is the craziest thing. But at least they didn't steal the whole kit, so it only cost me $10 instead of $32. But it just crazy stuff like that I think consumers don't really understand that it comes out of our pocket and our kids' mouths. But I think it's kind of a thrill for those who do steal. I think it's a thrill and an exhilaration to get away with it. Okay, let's see. Cindy Thompson, you are absolutely correct. It was not the promoter's fault. It was the official government and COVID. A lot of people are afraid of COVID. And there's lots of good reasons around everything. And a lot of people are choosing to stay away from the crowds just to be on the safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. And so it's just kind of a crazy year. Raylene says she's put on a show and it is very tough. I can only imagine. I've never sponsored or promoted a show, but just getting my goods there is a lot of work. There are a lot of local quilt shows. Support them. Best of the Valley in Visalia. It's actually in Lindsay, California, and that is a super fun show. We have a whole corner section. We have a big booth there. And let's see who else. Vicki from Workman's will be there. I think Mary with the baskets is usually there. There's a lot of really good vendors there. People just complain about everything. I think you are all doing the best you can, having been set up crew. Let's see. I don't know where it went. It popped off my. I don't know where it went. Okay, Rondi, I'll see if I can find it again. Vendors from Minnesota drove 4 days. That's true. Even like Amy drove from Iowa. Dusty and Stephanie drove from the East Coast. We have Road to California is one of the biggest shows on the East Coast. And because we go right to Phoenix, they can do 2 big shows back to back. So it kind of balances out. So we had a lot of different vendors that you wouldn't normally have.
She said, having been set up and working crew for Cotton Patch for 15 years is hard work, and you guys are to be appreciated. Is that what you were reading?
Yes. Thank you. Sherry, I did not. Epic fail right there. I might have a snap setter set in the back room. I'll look for you. Laura Honey from Montana drove 2 days to get to Road. Yeah, she did. she then went to Phoenix. So almost all of the vendors went to both shows. So I mean, it's a lot of work, but at least Phoenix kind of saved us. So it wasn't a complete loss. Definitely all vendors and all fabric quilt shop owners. I've always believed that you have to diversify. That's why I do long arming and I teach classes. And if you just try to put all your eggs in one basket in this business, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, well, next year I'll be there, Sherry. If nothing else, it'll be me and you. Oh, that's true, Raylene. It's easier to hide just the pattern and not the whole kit. Very true. Um, I know, Lynn, it's crazy. People are crazy. Are you back in the shop for a while? We want to come down. Yes, Jennifer, I am here. And can you bring Donna? She sent me a what? Oh, Gracie says she loves Donna. She doesn't love you, Jennifer, but she loves Donna. Oh, she says hi, Jennifer. Donna sent me an email and I haven't responded because I've been on the road, but she bring her when you come, so then I don't have to go visit her. That's sad that people still, I'd like to think that quilters and creatives have more integrity, but I guess not. I would like to think that they would too, Dorothy. I kind of think that if you are stealing a bottle of milk because you can't afford to feed your kids, I could sort of justify that. But stealing our stuff is kind of ridiculous because it's going to haunt you for the rest of your life or in the next life because you don't need it. Amy said she just got home. It took her over 24 hours to get home. Thank you, Amy, for coming and for sending us with all your new stuff. Look at Amy. I was going to show them. So here's some new fun stuff that Amy sent. Here's 3 new compacts. So if you want a quick gift for your friends, we've got 3 new compacts. The piece one is super cute. The butterfly and the frog. They're both really cute. And Linda Meyer, don't worry. I have a cow for you. So we have compacts. Honestly, I have no idea because I haven't even unpacked the truck yet. Rogers keeps unpacking it and I keep telling him to hold off because I don't want to clutter up. You know me, I don't want to clutter up the aisles in the shop. Since it's just me unpacking, I can only handle a couple boxes at a time. So I have no idea what Amy sent home for us. If us vendors can hit back-to-back shows, it's better for us that drive a long distance. True story. Oh no, Raylene forgot to get her snap setter too. It's kind of crazy. It's like overstimulation. Thank you, Linda ABC. I'm glad I made it home too. I literally got home yesterday like at 5 o'clock and Gracie made dinner and I took a shower and I climbed into bed by 6 o'clock. Hey Sandy, it's good to see you. We will be having Sunday Zoom next Sunday, like regular. Mary Beatty, I was going to tell you something, but I have no idea what. Okay, never mind. Cindy Thompson, I am not really sure about all the political, who's smarter and who's what and who's, it's all a crapshoot at this point. I don't know. I don't know how, as the people, we can have more of a voice. We just kind of have to roll with what our governors and officials say. Okay. Hey, Mo. Hey, Mo, Amy said you wanted to do samples. So if you want, I will send you a flamingo to do. Okay, perfect, Jennifer. Let me know what day and maybe we can't sneak out for lunch because I don't have any employees, but you guys could bring lunch. What was the booth next to the Bo Nash one? You stepped into it for a minute. I think it was applique. Sandy, the booth next, and Mary Beatty, I think you sent me an email. The booth next to Bo Nash was ibead.com. So bead, BEAD.com. She doesn't have a store, but she does have an online presence. Plus for Easter or it's a perfect gift for Easter or Valentine's Day. And they're small enough that you could give them to teenagers and kids. They're still fun. There's still quite a few beads in there, but they're the round beads. But definitely kids could do them. They, they're small projects, so they're not going to lose interest like they might with a huge painting. Okay, let's see. Gosh, so many comments. You girls you guys have kind of figured it out because in a minute I'm going to scroll for prizes. Gracie just threw me some prizes, and I'm going to scroll through your names, and the more you comment, the more times you have chances of winning. I agree, Louise. I don't know how anybody can sleep at night after stealing. It's kind of crazy. Raylene, I feel the same way. I feel like Friday I hit a wall and like had a meltdown. Just ask Chris. I yelled at him. I totally had a meltdown. Mo, I cannot wait till May either. That's when we'll be in Boise doing the Boise show in Boise, Idaho. Yes, always bring lunch when you come to visit Fabric Chicks or cookies. We like to be fed. She says, yes, it's I-bead. Hi, Gracie. Carolyn says, prizes, yay. Christy Lee was working out, so she missed the first part. Christy, you should set a timer. Should have I-bead on Wild Wednesday and the Wool Lady. I know, Peggy, that Raylene is working on getting different vendors. A lot of the vendors don't want to do it because they think it's going to be really hard to like talk in front of the camera, which it is. But I think that Raylene, every time we do a show, she goes in and talks to them and explains how easy the process is. So I do think she had mentioned that she got a lot of interest from other vendors that were watching the excitement of all the Wild Wednesday people. I mean, come on now. I think I got 5 bottles of wine at the Phoenix show. So, of course the other vendors are wondering what's going on. Okay, let's see. But Stan gave you a ho-ho and it made it. That is true. Amy and her husband Stan, they witnessed my meltdown, and Stan came over with ho-hos, and I, if you eat a ho-ho, you just can't be mad at the world. It's very true. Mo needs something from Raylene but can't remember. Story of my life, Mo. Story of my life. No, thank God for Amy and Stan. They brought me lunch every day at Road. Carolyn, I don't know how we physically do back-to-back shows either. I literally was exhausted. Yeah, you can bring me wine or margaritas. I'm not picky. What are the dates for Boise? May. It's May. Raylene, can you tell Betsy what the dates are for Boise? Because I have no idea. Just spent an hour in my sewing room, overwhelmed, but probably need more. Cindy Gygax, I think we need to have a Sunday Zoom where all we do is straighten up. And then if we don't know if we love something, we could just ask the other people on the Zoom whether we should toss it, donate it, or what. It might have help. It might be helpful to have other people saying, oh my God, just get rid of that. That 3-inch scrap is not going to do anything in your world but clutter it. Hey, Sandy, happy birthday to you. Let's see. Peggy is Team Gracie. Love you, Peggy. She loves you, Peggy. Linda says the Sunday Zoom. So we did do an impromptu Sunday Zoom yesterday because people were asking Christy. So she popped on and did that. So thank you, Christy. And Linda ABC says her family is from a small Oklahoma town, and one of the ladies is from there too. One of the people on the Zoom is from Oklahoma. I'll have to think about who that is. Look forward to the Sacramento show. Party time. Carolyn, I am working on that right now. Raylene and I are working on that. Apparently they don't have security at the fairgrounds after the show closes. So we're kind of thinking, I know Raylene's like, Beth, just be quiet. Do not let anything out of the bag until we talk about it, because we haven't actually really talked about it. But in my head, I think it would be so fun to do a quilto night, like Thursday night or Friday night, kind of like bingo, but for quilt prizes and with quilt names and that kind of thing. So we're working on that for Sacramento because we have a huge following there. Um, so so I don't know if the boys can get the lunchroom at the fairgrounds for us. It didn't sound like it, but I got some other ideas. So we're working on it, okay, Carolyn? We're working on it. So everybody put it in your calendars. The Sacramento is always a good show. And just so you know, at the Phoenix show, and I think they're going to try to keep doing this at the Rusty Barn shows, the ones that are promoted by the Quilt Craft Sew Mall, they had 4 vendors doing classes every hour, I think. So, like, you could literally come and just take classes all day long. So you really had to come for 2 or 3 days. Connie Wiggins, she came for all 3 days. And Leilani was there at least 2 days. So there's enough there that you can Raylene says, hang on. I know Cindy brought me breakfast and she brought me lunch one day. You guys really did take care of me. So that was really it was really a good thing so that I could survive road by myself. It's true, Amy. We are family and help each other out. Well, some of us help each other out more than others, but Amy is pretty amazing. And I didn't ever really know her husband, but he's pretty amazing too. Do you own your own snap setter? I only need 1 snap. Oh, Mary, I do own a snap setter, but where it is might be the question of the day. Actually, Phyllis Holmes owns one, and she would know exactly where it is, so we could have her meet you here and do it. A month of Sundays. I wish, Betsy, we would really get organized with a month of Sundays. That's a blasphemy. I didn't know they still made them. I know, Debbie, they do still make ho-hos. I didn't know people still bought ho-hos, but they were delicious. Devin got a Twinkie the other day. It was horrible. So stick with the ho-hos. They will perk you right up. Folsom Quilt Show is February 11th through the 13th. I think that might be the only show in February that I know of. Peggy's not on, but Cindy Thompson, can you tell Peggy that Amy found some red beads for Peggy's doll's fingernails? Rondi, the Lindsay show is April 1st, the first weekend in April. Let's see. Everyone missed you. Look at these I know. I think they're just putting these comments in so they can get the raffle prizes. What they don't realize is that I just had Gracie run around the shop and get me a few. So, so don't get too excited. Lynn said she missed the Zoom, but she did finish her Minky pillows. Good job. And Lynn, we want to have you demo how you closed them with the 1/4 inch steam seam. So one of these days when you come down, I'll video that. Would love to do this with you in Sacramento. Okay. Raylene teaches twice a day and she ran out of stuff. So you're going to want to make sure you go to the morning class because I think she's now doing the same. She used to do 2 different demos every day, but I think she's doing the same demo in the morning and the afternoon. So make sure you go to the morning one so she doesn't run out of stuff. It is Cal Expo in March. I think we might be doing Roseville in August. I'm not sure. The Sacramento show is good, but I need to venture out to another relatively close one. Lynn Jenkins, let me think about that. No. So Quilt Festival just announced while we were on the road, they added 3 new venues, Salt Lake City being one of them. But literally, I'm not so sure about these last minute venues that they're putting together. It takes a long time to put together a quilt show. And so I think that in the desperation of trying to survive as quilt show promoters and quilt shops, we're just game to put together anything we can. And Salt Lake City has never been good for me, Dorothy. Oh, Kathy says, are you sure you told us the other day, March 17th through the 19th? I do think it's the 24th through the 26th because we go right from Sacramento to Lindsay, and Lindsay's the first weekend. So I probably lied with the 17th through the 19th. No, I'm going to say Raylene lied with the 17th through the 19th. A lot of times we're just saying what we think it is, but we don't have our notes with us. Oh, Mary Mins has the snap setters for you. So we'll work that out. Okay. Penny. Cindy Thompson, Penny. Let Penny know, not Peggy. Okay, Raylene's double checking. Okay, let me see. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments. Salt Lake City would be cool. I know. I think it's gonna be good just because people are starved to get out. But I've kind of decided that I'm not gonna add anything else to my schedule, Dorothy. And July, I think I don't know, I like my summers. And I really missed last summer because I did so many shows last summer that I gotta cut back somewhere. Raylene says she doesn't like Salt Lake either. No, Salt Lake has never been good for us. Dates, wait. Roseville's gonna be August 11th through the 13th. Good job, girls. Thanks for checking for me. Raylene said the dates changed after she put it in her calendar. I only put it in my calendar when I actually send the contract. So text me your phone number. Cindy Gygax, you want me to text you my phone number? Here, I'm going to tell it to you right now. 510-967-3441. Roger's shaking his head. He wonders why I can't sleep because my phone's always busy. That is true. Lynn says that Salt Lake has so many quilt shops, they might not be starving for fabric. I know, Katie. I can't believe I just said it. 24, not 34. What did I say about 24, not 34, Roger? Do you remember? I have no idea, Raylene. Listen to Raylene. She's always knows what's going on. Perfect, Dorothy. We'll see you in Reno. We will make sure we do something fabulous. Amy, come to Boise. If Amy doesn't come to Boise, because I know she's doing a lot of shows more in the Midwest, if she doesn't come to Boise, because gas, so that's another thing that all the vendors are having to take into consideration. I literally spent $75 in Bridgeport, $6.19 a gallon to get over the mountain. So I have to tell you this little story. So Devin's driving and I'm sleeping. And he says, as we're going through Bishop, he says, Mom, do I need to get gas? I have 3/8 of a tank. And I said, no, 3/8 of a tank should be fine, right? It'll be cutting it close, but it should be fine. So he's going up this huge mountain, right? So apparently he's used to more modern cars. So he's going up this mountain and he wakes me up. He's like yelling at me, Mom, we're going to run out of gas. Mom, we're not going to make it home. Mom, I don't know what to do. And so, like, as he's going up the hill, the gas gauge just keeps dropping drastically. And he's like, Mom, it's almost like it's at 1/8 of a tank. Like, we're almost on the empty. And I said, Devin, what do you mean? You said we had 3/8 of a tank. He's like, Mom, there's too many lines. I don't know what 3/8 of a tank is. There's too many lines. There's so many lines in between the numbers. I don't know. He's like, I don't even know what we have. I said, well, do we have 1/4 of a tank or do we have 1/8 of a tank? I don't know, Mom. There's so many lines. If you don't make everything digital for these kids, they cannot think for themselves. So then we get to the top of the mountain and we're going down the other side. And he's like, Mom, it's a miracle. The gas gauge is going up. How can the gas gauge go up? OMG. OMG. Who raised this kid? I was like, Devin, when you're going up a hill, the gas goes to the back of the tank, so it looks like it's more empty. When you're going down a hill, it goes to the front of the tank, so it looks more full. So anyways, he hyperventilated. He had a nervous breakdown. And I had to tell him that you've got to count. It's all fractions. If there are 8 you know, a quarter of a tank, a half a tank, 3/4 of a tank. All the lines there, they represent 1/8 of a tank. Add them up. So anyways, that was our, I I had to like give him a lecture that you don't wake me up for that. Like if we're on the side of the road and there is no gas and the car won't go, then wake me up. Because between where you are going up that mountain and the next gas station, there's nothing I can do about it. So at least I could have slept a little bit longer. Um, oh, Cindy Gygax. Okay, let me know if you need Joanne's phone number. Um, I will get you it if you need it. Um, okay, let's see. I'm trying to read it. Doug, I know kids. Um, I know. Well, then he was so nervous. I told him, I said, at the next gas station, just let's get some gas. So we got a half a tank for $75. Um, okay, let's see. Oh, great memories. Yeah, Linda, great memories. I could have enjoyed a few more minutes of sleep. Um, that's true, Mo. At least he graduated. And I think he'll always remember what an eighth of a tank of gas is and what 3/8 of a tank of gas is. Um, yeah, Mary. Yeah, Mary. You just gotta love them. Um, anyways, okay, so we've got some draw. Oh, if there's anybody new watching from my class, so there were some people in my class at Road to California. We didn't finish all of the landscape elements. I have not even unpacked that suitcase. I know I told you I would demo the rest of them today, but I have not unpacked that suitcase. So I will demo it next Monday. I think there's 3 more techniques that we didn't cover. But here is the redwoods. I told you I would show you the redwoods. So here's what the green fabric looks like under the moss. So I don't know if you can see that. See how it's real dense here because there's a green batik under there, and then it fans out and it gets less as you go out. So just kind of like more realistic moss. And then here is the texture magic that you guys did for the tree trunk. So it's really intense tight quilting for the tree trunk. And then the fabric magic, you steam that, it shrinks 30%. And then the double-sided leaves that you guys are making and all that. So I'll finish showing you those techniques next Monday. And then if you want to join the Trash to Treasures challenge for the Reno show, we have bags that are going out. I know Betsy or Carolyn, I still owe you a Christmas one, so I will get that ready for you. I have to go put it together. But so for $10, you get a bag of stuff, not necessarily amazing stuff, but you get upholstery fabric, you get trims, you get whatever I find upstairs. So this is just one random bag. So if you want a trash bag, let me know. We'll get those to you. They're displayed, and then it's viewer's choice at the Quilt Show Reno the second week in June. And it is, I don't really know, a $200 gift certificate for the first place winner, a $100 gift certificate for the second place winner, and a $50 gift certificate for the third place winner. And I know somebody, I think Diana Hensley wanted to see the pictures. So I will, it is on my list of things to do. I will post that so that you can see those because they are on my phone. And then if you are a collector of small hangers, if you would like these to organize your fabric stash or anything, I have quite a few of them and I've got a lot more upstairs. I hate to throw them away because they're useful, but I don't really know anybody who might want them. So if you want these small hangers, just put it in the comments and I'll throw them in your basket. If you're new to watching, the regulars all have baskets. Roger will flip around and show you. We have baskets that go that are constantly being filled. And then when they are full, we ship them out. We try to do it once a week, but sometimes, especially when I'm packing for 2 shows, it might not actually get done. Then the only other thing I wanted to show you guys real quick, we do have a few new patterns. So these are dog mats. We have a new designer who brought us a bunch of things like the the bag to put the diamond art in. This is the same designer. So she brought me a bunch of different samples. I don't want to tease you too much because I'm not ready to take orders because I haven't unpacked the van yet. But she gave us several several bag patterns. This is the rugs that you guys are making. This you can turn it into a person stay. So she's given us. We've got a bunch of new patterns for her. So we're not going to do that probably this Wednesday since we're going to be doing the estate sale with Judy's kits and things. But we'll do it the following Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Okay, let's see. One white hanger and one black hanger. Oh, let's not make this complicated, Mary Beatty. No, that's okay. Here, let me just get you a hanger. Do you want a beige or a white one, Mary Beatty? Let me know. I may be coming up there, so don't ship mine yet. Trying to get a date. Okay, I won't ship yours, Peggy. Linda, I will put that in there. I'll go back and watch the last of these comments so that I know who wants what. Okay, and then Gracie, do you want to scroll for the winners? Okay, so we've got some trims and some patterns. Gracie's going to scroll while I write it down. Meow is a cat mat. Okay, let me find a pen. Okay, Gracie, so we have some fun butterfly trim. It's actually really pretty on both sides. Gracie's got Mary Men's. Okay, so if you're familiar with this, if you win, we put it in your basket and we ship it with your stuff. Okay, I've got a fun Abby Lane pattern. Dorothy Reed. Okay. Then I have a laptop cover and MP3 case cover by Amy Butler. Lynn Jenkins. Oh, Lynn, you might like this. Okay. And then I have another butterfly ribbon. Betsy Peterson. Betsy. Okay. And then we have another butterfly ribbon here. Did I say Carolyn Gavranich? Nope, Carolyn Gavranich. And then if you guys are in my Sophie's Bald Eagle class, don't forget we have a Zoom tonight at 5. Who's the next winner? I have another fabulous butterfly. Oh, Roger's looking at his clock. Peggy too. Peggy Cato. Okay. And then we have some multicolored dingo balls. Mary Beatty. And then Joanne Garbarini, if you're on, I'm going to make a date with you and Clark. And we're going to do a FaceTime. Sherry. Woohoo, Sherry. Okay. And then I've got one Rick Rack. Raylene doesn't want it, does she? Raylene? Yeah, she might. I owe her a coffee panel. Okay, Raylene. I don't know. Someday she's going to get time to sew. Okay, that's all the goodies we have so far because we honestly don't know where anything is. Need to finish up quick. I know, me too. Do you like your Juki? Mary B, that's really funny. I haven't even plugged it in. Well, Lynn, you know, as always, if you ever win something you don't want, just give it back and we'll give it out again. Truckee Meadow Quilt Guild show is September 15th through the 17th, and they always need vendors. I think that used to be when we did the Pleasanton show, except for I'm not doing Pleasanton this year, but I do think that's the Pleasanton show. Oh, well, Mary Minch, you lucked out. Thank you, Molly. Okay, so I did not make my hat. Connie Wiggins made my hat for me. Isn't it cute? We are trying to figure out how to get hats and shirts made, though. So that's on my list of things to do. Lynching. Okay, let's see. Oh my God. I thought about all day I was making credit card holder and went into my trim stash to jazz it up. Joanne, you're always in trouble. Raylene says, give it to someone else. Hey Lisa, how are you? I'm looking forward to Friday. Um, I she's having a girls' night in the hot tub. Okay, let's see. Raylene Salazar doesn't want it, so let me scroll and okay, let's see. Susie Brown. Okay, Susie, I'm gonna put that in your basket. Okay, that's it. That's all I have for today because I have to get ready for the Zoom. Buy a 10 needle brother to make hats. No, I don't want to make them. I just want to buy them and sell them to you girls. Um, okay, that's all I have. Have a good couple days. Get a lot of sewing done. And we will see you Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I might even be demoing. I don't know. And then at 4 o'clock for the estate sale. If you have any questions, just let us know. Love you girls. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.